Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for taking the time to attend the workshop, for getting away from coffee and the nice snacks provided by the organizers, and coming here to learn about CatRIS. What is CatRIS? CatRIS is a catalog of services that hopefully could be of use to researchers, to young researchers, and to basically any kind of researchers looking for additional services or facilities to aid him or her in the research project. I have identified two tracks mentioned during the Eurodoc conference: implementing open science and promoting research integrity. I know those tracks will be covered tomorrow, but hopefully this workshop will be helpful also for those of you who came here for today's event. So let me start by asking a question. Are you familiar with the concept of research infrastructure? If you're familiar, please raise the hand. And if you have never heard, okay, so roughly half of you are familiar with this concept. And this is the result that actually we got during the survey conducted with the help of Eurodoc, that half of young researchers are familiar with the concept and half don't have a clear idea what it is. So research infrastructure it could be a piece of major equipment, it could be a piece of minor equipment, but it could also be access to service, it could be access to training that is available to external users. That means that if a facility, if a research infrastructure is set up at an institution, a researcher working at another institution can come and access this facility. It is also important to understand what is service, because CatRIS is focused on services. Service is a process or a means that a research infrastructure uses in order to deliver results to the researchers. About 2 years ago, our consortium has set up a plan to develop a catalog of research infrastructure services to make research infrastructure services more visible and available to researchers. We have been funded by the European Commission to create this catalog. This is the consortium partners, and this is the team that has been working on creating the catalog. I would like to mention that the project has ended a few days ago. But even though the project has ended, the catalog itself will continue living, and hopefully it will continue to be used by researchers to help them in their research projects. So this is just to show you how the catalog looks like. It's an example of a page that you will see if you go to the portal, and hopefully we will do it together at the end of this presentation. So during this presentation, I will do a short introduction, show you a few slides. And at the end, I would like to try together with you to do research using the keywords that you give to me so that you can see how you can use a catalog in practice. So here in this slide, you can see the benefits that researchers can get from using CatRIS. You can discover services, you can compare services, you can get detailed information regarding access about the specific conditions for service delivery. You can also contact the service providers and book a service. And ideally, CatRIS promotes collaboration and networking between young researchers. These are the broader benefits to the scientific community. We don't need to dwell on them. Probably we can so how to view So how to start using CatRIS? Ideally, anyone can use CatRIS without logging in. You can just go to the website and start exploring services. But if a user logs in, he or she can access additional services, which we will review later. Go to the next slide. And apologies for this. These slides have also a voice recorded over. In order to log into CatRIS, you can use one of your existing academic or social identities, including Google. And the next slide. So directly on the main page, you can search by keywords. In fact, let us switch gears, and we will do a live demo. So without using slides, I will go directly to the catalog and show you how it works. Do you mind opening the link and sharing the screen? I think it will be easier than doing from my computer. So if you can, if possible.
You can try to share. Or
For some reason, I can't open the dialog.
This one.
Yeah.
I need to share here. Wait. This one.
So here, this is the landing page of the catalog. And here you can start directly your search by typing the keyword into the field, says which service are you looking for. And here we can try typing directly a keyword. If there's any kind of service or equipment that you have in mind, please let me know now, and we can do a live search. Otherwise, I have a keyword. And I come from the field of life sciences. So the keyword that comes to my mind is microscopy. So if I ask Eva to type microscopy, and then we will see what we get. Yep. So here, when we did the keyword, we got a list of 35 results. You can see a short description of these services, of each of the 35 results on the right. And you can see filters on the left. So you can see the resource provider, the resource organization. If you scroll down, Eva, we will see all of the filters that are available. So we can, if you scroll a little bit up, Eva, please, just a little bit up. Yeah. Scientific domain. I think this would be the most evident filter for us to use. So we can, for example, select engineering and technology and medical and health sciences. If we click these two buttons, we will filter the 35 results down to 6. So now we can see 6 services provided by 6 different research infrastructures. So in the description of, in the short description of a service, you can see the logo of the facility that provides this service. You can see a very short description. You can see a little heart, which signifies that you can, by clicking on the heart, you add the service to your favorites. You can also compare services. To compare services, thanks for clicking and exploring the functionality of CatRIS. This is an additional advanced functionality of CatRIS. So in order to add the service into favorites, you need to be logged in. And to log in, we will explore it later. It's very easy. You can use one of your activities and then you will log in. Yeah, we can try even now. So Eva, if you have any of these existing accounts, you can use one of this. Yeah. So you can use Orchid to log in.
But I don't have it here, so
Yeah.
I cannot.
Okay. So okay, but in any case, that was a good example to just show how you log in. But we can go back to the catalog. Yeah. And we can go to any service, any one that you like. Yeah. So the clicking on the heart is we have found out this agent favorites is available only to logging users. Add to compare is a function that's available to anyone. So in order to compare services, you would have to click all of the services that you're interested in. And when you click on them, and then add to compare, you'll have a table of services, and maybe we can also do it in a minute. And this table will allow you to compare the services. And the last edit, yeah, maybe try another one or two, and you can click on compare. And here we see a table of 2 services, yeah, compared side by side. So, yeah, along several parameters provided by category, scientific domain. Maybe if you scroll down, there will be places, access types. Access type is physical, remote, mail-in, other. And the other is just physical mail-in. Access modes, peer-reviewed, free condition, and the other service is free conditionally paid, and other, whatever other. This information, the information that you see with regards to the service is provided by the service provider. So if the provider puts in the information, it's available for users to see, and some providers don't provide them. Of course, the fields will be blank. Target users and the service offers. Yeah, so this is the example of a comparison table for a couple of services. And if we go back, we will also see the button Ask for Info. Yeah, so the last button that you see for any service is Ask for Info. So when you probably will have to unclick Edit, Add to Compare. Add to Compare, yeah. And ask for info. Yeah, selected, yeah. And then ask for info. And here you will have a pop-up window, and you can ask the service provider for any information that you're interested in. So we can, yeah. So what else could be of interest to you? You can search by filtering, by browsing services. If you click on the catalog button in the main menu, it also gets you to the catalog. In case you need any support from the team, there are a series of tutorials available. So Eva, if I could ask you to please click on the support drop-down menu. Yeah, there's a frequently asked questions. There's a series of tutorials, including for users. And if you, this is just an example of what kind of tutorials are available. You can read and you can hear the recorded material. And then, of course, there is a technical support, and you can always ask a question. And last but not least is that there is an option to provide feedback. It's a little bit hidden. It's a great button in the bottom. But CatRIS is a living catalog. So it has been launched. It already has more than 100 providers and more than 600 different services. But the idea is to attract as many providers and as many services as possible. Of course, we have tried our best to involve all stakeholders, service providers and service users at the different stages of the project. We conducted service groups and surveys in order to capture, to identify the best way of presenting information, both to service providers and the researchers. But there's, of course, room for improvement. So if upon using the catalog, you see that there's anything missing, or if you have any suggestions, the suggestions are most welcome, and you can leave them either through the comments on the website, or feel free to get in touch with the team, and we would be very happy to receive your feedback and implement it in the next version of the catalog.
May I ask?
Yes.
Is there a possibility to select the country in which we are searching for the?
Absolutely, yes. Yes, there is. And if we click on any service, we should be able to see, because this is a required information. So the country where the service is provided and the countries for which the service is provided should be identified in any description of a service. Or maybe if we click on a service, on any service that you like, Eva, we can see where it's this information is mentioned. And there's also a filter, a geographic filter. If we scroll up and down, we will sure get it. Yeah, research geographic location. Language availability as well. Technology readiness level, life cycle status.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yeah.
So, for instance, if for a research grant application we would like to use a new instrument, we can go to the TLL section and see if there are some new infrastructure that we can use, maybe.
On principle, yes. Yeah. You can go and have a look at all the services that are available. And as I mentioned, we hope that there will be more and more service providers, more and more services as the CatRIS matures.
So if, for instance, I want to start to add my infrastructure like a core facility that I developed in a startup company,
yeah.
I can upload my infrastructure to CatRIS, for instance.
Yes, there is a special process which is quite simple, but it's two-stage. First, you create your account and you get approved as a service provider, and then you can create many services. So you will have one account as a service provider, but you can create as many services as you wish.
I miss, what is this TRL?
technology readiness level.
Okay.
Let's say European Commission
Yeah.
term.
So maybe, yeah.
So maybe to explain the technology readiness level, it's a score
I know.
on when the infrastructure, how much is new basically. So you have a different scale when you have a different range of people that are using the technology, and it's demonstrated that is working well. Yes.
So 8 is quite high. We have 8 there.
Yeah, height is quite high.
It's up till 10, until 10.
I think it's up to 9.
Yeah.
And if, for instance, I'm applying for an university grant, where is asked me to do a projection about the price of the instruments that I'm using, CatRIS can be a good catalog for me to have at least an idea to the expenses that I'm going to have through my research project.
Yeah, because you can contact the service providers and get the information about pricing. We did not publish this information intentionally because it's more or less confidential. And as you can see, CatRIS could be explored by non-logged in users. So we are publishing only information that is GDPR compliant. But if you need any further information, the best thing to do is to contact the indicated service provider. Thank you. Hopefully you will explore CatRIS on your own.